What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 5 of the SDS, um, whatever this is called, the Legends EA Mega Tour. This week we got 5 games to watch. Um, Only 5 because Brundon and Odie have disappeared out of thin air, and then I believe I watched John Paul versus Gex last week, which was a week 7 game. So one of those games is already accounted for. So we just got the other 5, starting with me versus Joey, who I'll have Joey on the protagonist side this time. Um, he's going to be bringing the Galarian Darmanitan Mega Garchomp Z, um, Araquanid, Golden Go, Tapu Lele, and Rotom Heat. And on my side, we have the Mega Greninja Iron Treads, who still has no animation, or I don't know, it's just sitting there. But we also got excuse me, you got Raging Boner, and we got Azumarill, Uxie, and Runerigus. Did I bring Uxie the last week? I don't actually remember, but there was a period where I didn't have Uxie on the team, and then I put it back on the team because reasons. So getting started here, he's gonna lead with Araquanid as I lead Raging Bolt. Um, and I led Raging Bolt because I had to switch into G-Darm, and I had to switch into um, Garchomp. I also had to switch into Tapu Lele, but I felt like he wouldn't lead with Tapu Lele, so I felt like if he led Araquanid or Rotom Heat or Golden Go, that Raging Bolt is a good mon to set up with. So I'm gonna click sub. He Moonblast, I T-Bolt, and I see that he's pretty specially defensive. Um, but he's actually gonna switch into G-Darm as I go Treads. And then I'm going to go into Zoomerl because my Zoomerl is basically my G-Darm answer. He's going to get in Rotom Heat, surprisingly. Runerigus is going to come in on the Volt Switch, which is kind of weird that he's not like Parting Shot, to be honest, but whatever. I'm going to get up my Stealth Cox with Runerigus, and then he'll bring in his Araquanid, which isn't Boots. It's like Parting Shot out, Raging Bolt gets some leftovers HP. T-Bolt will knock out the Araquanid. I suppose he could have won the Garchomp there, but I guess he just wanted to let Araquanid die. Excuse me. He's gonna crit me with Ice Skull Crash, which doesn't really do too much as I get off a rest because I'm rest sleep talk like defensive Azumarill. Gonna bring in the Iron Treads on Hex. So he goes Rotom Heat on my Volt Switch. Now Raging Boner is gonna come in, and Raging Boner is a huge fan of setting up on like all of the Rotom forms. I guess except Frost, but Frost still has to land a Blizzard to break through sub. And honestly, I've been really enjoying Substitute Raging Bolt this season. I do get the full para there, or well, the 10% para, which this is what I deserve because I'm so sick and tired of everything else getting fucking T-Bolt pairs on me. It's my turn, bitch, and I am enjoying this. So a Raging Boner is gonna knock out Tapu Lele. Garchomp's gonna come in, which I kind of figured, but I do have a huge switch into Garchomp Z, as Uxie did not give a flying fuck about that Draco Meteor. He's gonna bring in Golden Go on my U-turn. I do literally 2%. I'm gonna bring in my Gren. I'm gonna Mega Evolve and U-turn because he actually lives a Dark Pulse. So I didn't want to get T-Wave. Luckily, I was able to predict the T-Wave. And I'm gonna Volt Switch out. He actually predicts me to Volt Switch, which is kind of crazy, but I figured he probably wouldn't go for T-Wave again. Um, and he's gonna bring in Garchomp on my Dark Pulse. Because I think at this point I was like, well, Gren, I don't really need Gren for like anything specific here, because he is Scarf Darm. Chomp is faster, and then like either Golden Go like dies or it gets off a T wave, but it can't really hit me with either of its stabs. And if it clicks T Bolt, then I suppose I probably die. So he's gonna miss the Draco Meteor, which kind of sucks for him. Because it's just more times I can switch into Draco Meteor in the future. I'm gonna bring in my Azu on his Ice Cold Crash, which does pretty close to nothing. I'm gonna click Sleep Talk here and hope that I get a move that hits him, which luckily I get Liquidation. He's gonna bring in Rotom Heat, which is fair game. But I can go into Runerigus because he is not Parting Shot Rotom, which I think Parting Shot Rotom is a better bring, but I suppose you probably aren't expecting me to bring both Runerigus and Treads, but I am just the type of... I think both Treads and Rune have a place. So he will click Overheat and also die to Mega Grand Surf, so yay for Greninja for doing something. I'm gonna bring in Uxie as he Draco Meteors, which does kind of nothing, but if he did land, if he hit the first Draco Meteor, I probably could have died to like the follow-up, because I would have been at like what, like 15%, so it's possible I would have died to like a follow-up Draco Meteor, but maybe he kind of missed out on a kill there. So I'm gonna bring in Raging Bolt. I have no reason to like predict anything. I'm gonna click Substitute on his Hex, which doesn't break my sub because Raging Bolt is a fair and balanced Pokemon. T-Bolt is enough to be able to two-shot him, thankfully for me. And yeah, T-Bolt does get that KO. And because he Mega Evolved his Garchomp, I have no choice but to Thunderclap him, and Garchomp dies to a Thunderclap. And that'll be GG's. Mega Gren at least kind of did something there, and I think Garchomp showed that it can't really beat Assault Vest Uxie, but, you know, I mean, AV Uxie is a really fucking bulky mon, and the fact that I had to bring AV Uxie to, like, beat it is, I guess, telling of how scary Garchomp can be in prep, but I don't know how broken it is, like, particularly. But yeah, I will say, though, that people have lied to me about Raging Bolt. This mod is the fucking GOAT. I've seen Raging Bolt do like nothing for people, but it like I feel like you just gotta run Substitute on it. Like sub Raging Bolt is a really good set, I think. You don't have to run Specs. You don't have to run like Calm Mind Booster Energy. Like if Electric Dragon is good enough coverage for the week, like just run Electric Dragon. And like I've had a lot of matchups where Electric and Dragon coverage is just good enough for the whole week. So that's my advice to anyone using Sir Raging Bolt. Next up we have Kalkan versus Cryptix. On Kalkan's side we have Heracross, Galarian Weezing, Scissor, Heatran, Thundurus, and Mega Dragonite. On Crypt's side we have Crocodile, Houndoom, Bisharp, Urshifu, Single Strike, Weavile, and Hydreigon. So yeah, we got the Mono Dark team. So we're going to see lead Thundurus into lead Hydreigon. It would have been really funny, though, if we were Prankster Thundurus and tried, like, T-Waving something when all of Crypt's Mons are immune to T-Wave. Is it just me, or is Showdown, like, kind of laggy? The replays are acting a little bit laggy. That is something that Corrupt has noticed, too. So if he's watching this video, yeah, I'm seeing it, too, dude. But also my laptop is like starting to get trashed. But I'm not gonna be able to get a new laptop until like a week after Pokemon Day. Like I think I get it the week after Pokemon Day, which is coming up soon. I'm very excited about it, honestly. Yeah, fuck Thundurus, honestly. Houndoom is putting in some work. We got like a Scarf Houndoom here. That's fucking awesome. Fuck Heatran. Let's see Scissor come in. Dark Pulse, close combat. Honestly, if I was Crip, I probably would have stacked something else to Scissor and then brought back in Houndoom to like Scarf Flamethrower everything, because Scarf Flamethrower like kind of beats a lot of things other than Dragonite. I guess you could be scared of Dragonite, but you also have Weavile. It's like I think keeping Houndoom alive would have been probably a smart idea. We're gonna see Bisharp come in. As we come into Thundurus, we're gonna click Substitute with Bisharp. Bisharp is interesting. Scissor's gonna come right on in. Power Up Punch. See, I don't really know why it'd be Power Up Punch over like SD there, but you know it worked. Scissor ends up dying, and we still have a Bisharp behind a sub. Iron Head is gonna be enough to knock out the Weezing. I don't think that crit mattered. So now we're gonna see Dragonite come in. We're gonna see a low kick. Okay, Iron Head doesn't do too much. Are we gonna see Sucker Punch? No Sucker Punch. Oh, we don't have Sucker Punch on the set. It's Power Punch to knock Iron Head. By the way, the Pawniard line gets Rock Polish, which I actually didn't know until like the Little Cup season that we did like 2 seasons ago, so like last summer. I feel like Rock Polish King Gambit or like Rock Polish Bisharp is like probably a decent set. I just don't see it though. Thundurus is gonna come in on the Ice Shard. So we were Life Orb Weavile. We're gonna see Heracross come in. Hydreigon's gonna come in on the close combat. So basically at this point we have to pray that Weavile is enough. We're gonna go Shifu. Oh, we actually switched out of Dragonite. So we're gonna Wicked Blow. It does knock out the dude. We're gonna see close combat knocks out Urshifu. And we get the Moxie boost. Weavile's gonna come in on the rocks. And Ice Shard is not enough to KO. And then Weavile's gonna go down. So it was a very close game, but the fact that Mono Dark almost beat Scissor, Galarian Weezing, like Heatran. Heatran is like, it doesn't resist Dark, but like it basically resists Dark, and then also Heracross, like pretty good showing. And I think he could have won though if you kept Houndoom. Like unironically, like your worst tiered mon was like the best mon in this match. I think the Houndoom should have stayed alive, personally, but a good showing for both people, I suppose. Next up we have Heister versus Sacred Ash. On Sacred Ash's side we have Torn T, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Nihiligo, Hatterene, and Vikavolt, and also Hitmontop. And on Sir Heister's side, we have Trapagos, Zapdos, Grimmsnarl, Almamola, Roaring Moon, and Kartana, who is contesting for Kill Leader currently. I actually don't know if it is Kill Leader right now, or if Raging Bolt is now the Kill Leader. They both had 12 kills at some point, so I think if Cart gets a kill, then I think Cart is on top, but I don't know for sure. So we're going to see lead Nihiligo into Terapagos, so I'm wondering if maybe Nihiligo is like Shuka. We're going to see Torn come in on the Earth Power. Yeah, that was a very laggy looking Earth Power. We're going to knock off the Choppleberry. That was something I actually considered running on Terapagos a couple times. It's just really weird because of how Terra Shell works. Like, you already basically have a Choppleberry, like, at full health. But I feel like Choppleberry on Terapagos isn't, like, a terrible idea. We're going to see the speed boost on Nihiligo, as Dazzling Gleam doesn't knock out Moon, unfortunately. We're going to see Hatterene come in on the EQ, which I don't think was the play, but I suppose we probably wanted to keep around Running Moon. Or, I'm sorry, Nihiligo. Now, unfortunately, we got flinched there. We're going to see a Mach Punch into Rocky Helmet, so Sacred Ash isn't in a very good spot, but then at this point, I was kind of realizing that there's not a lot of things that can, like, kind of beat Vikavolt that easily. So we Volt switched, we have Ogerpon come in. We're going to see a T-Wave, and probably get full paired, yeah. Of course, we're going to see an Ivy Cudgel. Does kill the Grimmsnarl, so fuck Grimmsnarl. Nihiligo's going to come straight in on the Zapdos. U-turn did kind of a lot, but I suppose Nihiligo has, like, no defense. Nihiligo's, like, a power creep mon before, like, the real, like, Gen 9 power creep. Because if Nihiligo was a Gen 9 mon, it would have had, like, 130 speed, and, like, its attack stat would have been, like, 13, and then its defense would have been, like, 87. Like, I guarantee you, like, it would have been a good defensive mon. They would have gotten an Earth Power and, like, probably Recover, too. And Rapid Spin. Aloe lives the Volt Switch. And Nihiligo is starting to KO. So we're going to see Power Gem. Okay. Power Gem again. Does kill Zapdos. Would have been crazy if we went hard Kartana there, but I don't think Nihiligo can really touch Kartana. especially if you're like the speed boosting set. So we're gonna see Trailblaze does quite a bit. And Aloe isn't able to KO anything. So we flip turn into Roaring Moon. I think Roaring Moon is going to be able to just kill Ogerpon. Yeah, Dragon Claw does knock it out. So we're going to see Vikavolt come in, actually. Dragon Claw does do quite a bit. And we're going to see a Bug Buzz. Kartana's going to come in. We're going to see Hitmontop for some reason. Comes in on a knockoff. And then we're going to see Aloe come in on a Vacuum Wave. It's crazy. And then Nihiligo comes in on flip turn. That did a lot of damage. Kart's going to come in on a Smart Strike. The Nihiligo. So now it's just a matter of if Vikavolt can survive Smart Strike, which it does. And we do get off some Roost. You do have to be a bit careful about getting crit, I suppose. And you also have to have enough HP to live any hit from Aloe. So you have to really be careful. But I suppose at this point, like, you just spam Roost until you're at, like, full. Because if you get crit, it's whatever, but... No, I guess we didn't want to play around with that. How many Roosts did we have left? 4? I think you could have risked getting crit, but I honestly, I think if you knew that you'd live any hit from Aloe, like, that's fine. So I think we won regardless, so... nice job on Sacred Ash for having that Vikavolt bring it back, honestly. Next up, we have Zor versus Ornn. On Ornn's side, we have Megaraichu Y, Meowscarada, Porygon 2, Iron Crown, Dracovish, Ignamoris versus Mega Golurk, Ceruledge, Drifblim, Jellicent, Annihilate, and Mimikyu. Let's play this out. So we're going to see Raichu lead into Annihilate. And a Mega Evolve Volt Switch does 40%. That's kind of a lot. Ape is a really bulky mon. And considering it's a rock set, I'm going to guess it was probably even bulkier. Jellicent's a good switch in for the Dracovish there. We're going to see a double into Annihilate, which is a good play. Dracovish is going to come in and eat a massive close combat. Ape isn't super strong, per se, but does do the job. So we are going to see Dracovish does knock out the Jellicent, however, they knock each other out because of Rocky Helmet. So now we're going to see Raichu Y come back in on Ceruledge. What does Raichu do? Volt for, again, 40%. Ceruledge is also pretty bulky on the special side. Excuse me. Better Blade just fucking killed Enam, which is kind of surprising. I don't know if the Ceruledge like a boosting item. Sub Meowscarada? What? I guess versus Mono Ghost, like, I suppose it could make sense. But we knock off the Ceruledge. Oh, it was Colberberry. Okay. So we're gonna get off an SD on the P2, but P2's foul play, yeah. I probably wouldn't have clicked SD there when P2 is, like, very fat. Foul play does knock it out. So now we're gonna go Drifblim, and we clicked Trick Room. That was kind of a throw because, yeah, Porygon healing up is just... So I see how Zorfus is talking about throwing now because, yeah, we have no way to beat this P2. P2 just sits here in walls for eternity, and we have foul play for Golurk here. Drain Punch isn't going to be enough. So we're going to see a foul play, which doesn't knock it out. But yeah, we can just foul play again, unfortunately. Like, you can't really do anything here. You would have had to have, like, knockoff on the Golurk and then start Drain Punching, probably. Tachyon Cutter is going to knock out Mimikyu. Also, bringing Iron Crown versus Malagos is kind of crazy. I mean, it works. Like, if the special attack is good, I suppose, like, Tachyon Cutter is very good into this team, especially into Mimikyu. That's probably why he brought it. It's because it outspeeds Mimikyu and beats it with Tachyon Cutter without letting it do anything. So, no, that's a pretty good bring. Lastly, we have Power Fable versus Heister. On Heister's side, we have... Power Fable versus Wobbuffet. On Wobbuffet's side, we have Donphan, almost said Mismagius. Delphox, Primarina, Skarmory, Kyurem, and Ogerpon. And on Power Fable side, we have Staraptor, Darkrai, Arcanine, Lando T, Raikou, and G-King. So we're going to start off the game with Wormwood? I don't know. G-King and Skarm. This is going to be a boring game, isn't it? We're going to get up rocks, T-Spikes. You know, I don't think I've ever run T-Spikes with G-King, but I don't think I don't think Lavafoot had a, I don't think he has a poison type. So I guess it's fair. Oh, we have the Black Sludge trick on it. Trick Black Sludge is cool. Whirlwind into Lando. Black Sludge will be able to knock it out. So we're gonna see Donphan come in, eat those T-Spikes. We're gonna SD on a Mon that gets Ice Spinner. and always runs Ice Spinner for Lando. Ice Beam doesn't knock it out. We do get off the Rapid Spin, but I was gonna say Toxic will knock out Donphan, which is okay. I guess Delphox killed there. Ooh, we nasty plotted on a Darkrai? That's crazy. Oh, you know what? Did he know that the Darkrai was Scarf? I actually wasn't paying attention. So I shocked the Staraptor. I don't know why we sacked Staraptor there. Dark Pulse, Overheat. Ooh, Overheat Delphox is a very cool brain. This is, I think, the first time that Delphox has actually shown that it can do something. That's crazy. Try Attack? What? Why the fuck did we click Try Attack? That was like the worst possible move you could have clicked. Like, we didn't have like Sludge Bomb or... I mean, like, I guess it's better than clicking Ice Beam. Why would you run Try Attack? Was there like not a better move? I mean, I guess you can hacks people with Try Attack, but it doesn't... That made no sense, to be honest. Anyways, who's the Mega this week? I think it's gonna be Delphox. Plot Overheat Delphox, because if I remember, like, Gren, Chomp didn't do anything like super special. Dragonite killed a Bisharp, and that was kind of it. No Absol Z this week. No Darkrai. Sacred Ash hasn't been using Darkrai, and I feel like it was one of his best mons for a while. And no Mega Chandelure either, so no Megas. Raichu clicked Volt Switch twice for 40% on both mons. Honestly, I still don't think Raichu's a bad mon. I just think that there's better mons on this team that like clean up better than Raichu, like surprisingly. Like you got Sucker Punch, you have a mon that can hit things through, like you can delete a sub and then also hit them again. You have like Wall Breaker, you have nice Teleport mon, you got Enam. Yeah, it's gonna be Delphox is the thumbnail this week. Finally. It only took him 8 weeks to do anything with Delphox, so... Yeah, we do actually have... Kartana is on top currently. But it is quickly followed by Raging Bolt, which does have the better differential. And then Dracovish, Terapagos, Ceruledge, Blaziken, surprisingly. Although Blaziken doesn't come to a lot of games. Neither is Sneasler, though. So both those mons are performing very well for not coming to that many games. We got Kalkon's Greninja, which is performing better than Mega Gran. Got 3 of the Danley's mons all in a row. And Chomp Z is still our best Mega, but then also followed by Mega Greninja and Mega Darkrai. So there's that. Do I really have 6 kills with Azu? I probably do, actually. I shouldn't question it. Anyways, with that said, I will see you guys next week. Again, I do not know what's going to happen after Pokemon Days, so if we end up getting like a home release or like Champions release on home or on Pokemon Day, then expect this season to just be cut short. Because it isn't even really, it's not even a season, it's just we're trying to play until something happens, basically, and we didn't really have an announcement for it, but I suppose I had started like a week too late, maybe. But with that said, thanks for watching, and enjoy your following week. And happy Pokemon Day.